Craig, I got to ask you, convey a story back from the old days. I probably told you this before, but when I was working for a living in construction, I would pull off of the Northern State Parkway. There was an exit that had payphones that were the height of your car window, so you can make calls from your car. And I would call Stern's show to do impressions, and one of them was Sam Kinison. And the thing was getting through Gary, who was screening the calls at the time. Gary was screening all the fucking calls, was really tough. Like, you had to fucking have something, or it was just like, click. You wouldn't even hear. He wouldn't even say anything. Like, hey, I thought I just click. You're fucking gone. So I'd always start off just by going, hey, Gary, it's Sam Kinison. How you doing, man? We're gonna and he'd be like, all right, hold on. I'm like, oh, I got through that barrier. And then I'd continue, and I'd do Sam Kinison calling from hell or heaven or wherever the fuck. And then, like, I'm like, oh, God, this is great. This is kind of my in. Yeah. I think I got it. And then this guy, Craig fucking Gass, comes along.
What a dick.
And I was back in the 110-degree attic with my tin sniffs.
Knocking tin.
Oh, Christ.
You know how I'm good at that impression? I have a video that I put out a clip on my Instagram a couple weeks ago. I just found this video from 1989, and it's a video of me as a teenager hanging out with Sam Kinison at a party.
Wow.
I think I'm like, it was before I ever wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I was 18 or 19 years old and hanging out with Sam and Carl LeBeau.
How'd you get that?
It was at the NAMM show, which is a big music industry event out in LA every year. And a buddy of mine from Chicago was good friends with Sam. We would go to the NAMM show every year, and we would always end up hanging out with Sam because Sam would host a party that was being sponsored by one of the guitar companies. So there was a Kramer guitar, which doesn't exist anymore, was throwing a party, and it was an all-star jam.
The N-word. Yeah. Come on.
Anyway.
He left me.
What happened?
He had to make a Kramer joke that the guitar,
he was making the same
guitar
one.
only blurts out the N-word.
Yeah. It's the only one with consecutive G chords.
Poor Kramer.
There you go. This guy gets it.
So they had this party, and all the biggest rock stars were playing Kramer at the time. So the night was going to be an all-star jam with John Bon Jovi, Tommy Lee, Eddie Van Halen, Leslie West, Billy Sheehan, and Sam Kinison was hosting the party. So we filmed an hour of Sam at the party, including moments with him. There's a video of me, 18 years old, with Sam on my Instagram that you can find, where Sam says hi and whatever, and then I try to sound like Sam, and I'm only 18, so I don't sound like him.
Yeah.
But over the years, and I look like one of the guys in Poison, by the way, in the video. So,
holy shit, that's hilarious. You need some abuse to your body before you can bring that Sam thing to life.
He had like long hair, he's saying. That's impossible. I
that's
can't even see this.
Fantastic.
Oh, did you see that? If you attack me.
A real fucking...
I'm trying to put it up to the camera, but...
Dude, hilarious. I love the fact that you were a metalhead.
I was a huge metalhead growing up. A huge metalhead. So anyways, friends of mine would say when I was in high school, hey, if we give you some Coke, will you do some impressions for us? And I would say, fuck yeah. And I got really good at impressions. But I also developed a really bad Coke habit. And part of that was them saying, hey, man, I heard you have a video of Sam hosting a party. And I'd say, yeah, come over. And they're like, oh, we'll give you some Coke and let's watch the video. And I would watch the video over and over again. And then over time, that voice just kept getting stuck in my head. And then I just became the demon. Oh!
That's so good, that is so fucking good.
If you give me some yes.
Yeah. If I give you some holy shit.
Oh shit.
Dude. That is one of the greatest heads of hair of the 80s. You're like the dark-haired guitar player guy.
Look at this.
The singer has the big blonde hair.
Look at the giant zit on the toddler gas.
That is awesome.
That's fucking names. The asshole. Oh, this motherfucker, man. That motherfucker's an asshole. Scott Skinner with one T. He's a cunt. He's a male cunt. His damn bastard's male fetus.
Wow.
When he was pulled out of the womb of his fucking cunt. Fucker. Fuck him. But I love Tucson. The city was great.
You know what? I remember exactly where I was when I heard he died.
Yeah.
'Cause I heard it on the Stern Show.
Yeah.
And I had a job, a sheet metal job that I was doing at one of these fucking venues in Westbury, the Westbury Music Fair, in the Round, you know, down there in Westbury. And I was right in the parking lot, and I heard that, and it was just devastating, man, because he became such a part. If you were a Stern fan, like Kinison became such a part of your life. The problems he had with Howard, like there would be these arguments they would get into, and then they'd patch it up, and it was all done in front of the fucking audience.
Yeah.
You felt like you knew that guy. Just fucking awful. But he's a legend. He'll always be that guy now. We don't have to have fucking woke Sam.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, how about, diversity, man? That's what we fucking need. A little fucking diversity. How about some, polyamorous people and, yeah, okay, great.
I think that's, I've been looking back at some of my behaviors, and I think I owe someone an apology.
No shit.
Did I ever tell you, and maybe you saw this because you're a fan like I am, did I ever tell you about that appearance that Sam did on the Bob Costas Later show? Did you ever watch that?
Yep. Yeah. I
remember the show. I didn't
watched
see it.
everything Sam ever did.
Oh, well, so it used to be NBC's programming at night was Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, followed by later Late Night with Dave Letterman, followed by Later with Bob Costas.
Yep.
And everyone that was on Bob's show at some moment in the interview would go, man, how did you know that? Like, he was amazing in his research that he did on his guest. And he previewed, there was a commercial that Sam Kinison was going to be his guest. And I just couldn't think of what the fuck Bob Costas would know about Sam Kinison. And sure enough, starts out by saying, Sam, I used to watch you back in Hollywood, back in the early 80s. And back then, your entire act was based on that day's obituaries. I remember thinking to myself, you know what? This guy's funny, but he's too dark, and he's never going to make it. And Sam explained the bit. I've never even heard about this before. Sam goes, oh, my God, yeah. Yeah, I used to... I used to go up on stage and I would bring the obituaries from that day, from the newspaper from that day. I would bring that day's obituaries and I'd go on stage and I'd say, hey, folks, my name's Sam Kinison. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for supporting stand-up comedy. I'll tell you a couple of people you won't be seeing here tonight. And he would just start rattling off the names of people who just died.
It's fucking brilliant.
Like, let's see, Esther Goldberg. No, she didn't catch the bus. She's not here tonight. But apparently, if you want to see Esther's work, it's going to play on Sunday at Evergreen Mortuary. These are the darkest jokes ever. So, yeah.
Holy fuck, dude.
I love it.
God, that's great. Unbelievable, man.